Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I have about 20 minutes here to film a video and I'm just going to do this tag which Heather Reeds kindly tagged me on. It's the Bring Back Browsing tag created by Roving Reader, and it's just 4 simple questions, so I thought I could just rattle them off here. And it's so short. If you'd like to participate, feel free to drop your answers in the comments or make your own video. Alright, so the first question is, number 1, the magic of discovery. Share a book you found while browsing that you may not have discovered otherwise. So I take that to mean like browsing a bookstore or a library, or possibly online. The one that came to mind here is this book called The Gift of Rain. The Gift of Rain by Tan Tuong Eng. And I believe this author is he's from Malaysia. And I think this is his first book. As you may have noticed, I'm not familiar with Eng's work. I picked this up in a bookshop while I was traveling because I love the cover, and the blurb talks about it following this Chinese English biracial character, and this character's experiences in Penang right before World War II, and his friendship with a Japanese politician or diplomat. So anyways, I also like the title, The Gift of Rain. I like rain. So, not very deep reasons I picked this up, but I thought it sounded pretty interesting. I did start it, as you can see. I actually would like to finish it, but I'm not gonna lie, this book, it's not giving quite as much in the literary realm of things as I would like. I feel like the prose is fine, it just doesn't go quite as deep and literary as I would like. Maybe I'll have more to say about this if I ever do finish it. But anyways, The Gift of Rain, a book I truly stumbled across while browsing the bookstore. Alright, so what's the next one here? Expanding World. Share a book that has made you view things from a different perspective or exposed you to new ideas. Now, there's quite a few books that qualify. So I wanted to choose something I haven't talked about very often, maybe once or twice. This is No No Boy by John Okada. This is quite an old edition, actually. This is, let's see, 1979, the University of Washington Press. So this is, to my knowledge, the only novel written by a Japanese American who lived through the internment and everything that happened in World War II. And John Okada is, well, he was born in Washington and he attended the University of Washington, so kind of cool that the university published his book here. But, it's a very important book because of its unique perspective, and it really got me thinking, what does it mean to be a citizen of a country when your country has turned against you for no other reason than, you're born as the quote, wrong race, or, anyways. A very challenging book. This is also a very grim book. It's not a walk in the park as you might imagine, but I think it's important. I think it's one of those books you just shoulder through because you can learn something from the perspective here, and it's such, in recent years these stories have become a lot more visible. I think Penguin actually is going to publish a collection of stories about Japanese Americans who've gone through this, but yeah, I just feel like there hasn't been quite as much emphasis or attention on this, and that's starting to change in the last several years. But anyways, No No Boy by John Okada definitely brought me a different perspective. Let's see. Number 3, open to change. Share a book that has changed who you are as a person or altered your day-to-day habits. Well, I always go back to Kierkegaard here because I think his books have really changed who I am as a person. Not because I'm all that well up on his philosophy. I've read Kierkegaard more as devotional writing, if anything. I'm obviously aware of, his philosophical ideas, but it's not something I've truly studied or immersed myself in fully from that angle. It's more the devotional aspect of it. So let's see, here's my little Kierkegaard stack. I've got The Present Age, The Concept of Anxiety, which is probably the most difficult book I've ever read. Fear and Trembling and The Sickness Unto Death. I haven't read The Sickness Unto Death. Works of Love, which was extremely life-changing, and Spiritual Writings, which is kind of like a a collection of different essays and things he wrote. And that one was also very important for me. So yeah, definitely Kierkegaard. All right, so what else now? Last question. Browse a bookstore, library, or friend's shelves and talk about a book that you found there. Well, I'm not going to, run to the library. I think they're closed. But here's a library book I'm going to be taking with me this week as I travel. This is Jesus Through the Eyes of Women by Rebecca McLaughlin. I watched a recent interview with her, was very impressed and curious to see what this book is. Might be good, might be helpful to me. So I had one more book here which I forgot to mention earlier. So on the topic of browsing, A Woman's Story by Annie Ernaux. I might have mentioned this one before, but this is another one I picked up while browsing. I was aware of the author, but didn't know she'd written a book about her mother. And yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was very well written, very nuanced book about a difficult relationship. So highly recommend. All right, that's all I had. Feel free to consider yourself tagged if you'd like to do this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.